Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel Canada Immigration. We wish you're doing great. Well, express entry going through the challenging phases of increasing cut-off scores and the increasing complexity of Canadian immigration. So, what is that one element which can let you the Canadian PR dream come extremely close and quite true? Well, in this episode, we'll answer many of your questions. So, to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit the like, subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for upcoming episodes. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. So, guys, we frequently get asked the same question over and over again about how express entry scores and CRS cutoffs are increasing. Even if you look at the years 2023 and forward, the concept is changing significantly. If express entry is not taking place, and if we are somewhere between the ages of 32 and 45 or whatever, what is that one thing we could do to fulfill our dream of obtaining Canadian PR? We can state with great confidence that if you look at recent announcements made by the immigration officials, that the immigration minister himself fairly frequently comes out and announces these public policies, and whenever he's talking about those policies, he does talk about the perimeter debates and everything. Then there is this one particular phenomenon that you tend to see, which we believe is a Canadian experience. If you look at the future changes, the legislation, and you know all of these talks that keep on going all the time, we're not directly discussing the Canadian experience class, but rather the Canadian experience as a whole. Now, working in Canada is the best way to gain Canadian experience. There are a variety of ways to get employment in Canada. For instance, a person may have an open work permit and be employed in Canada. A person may study in Canada and subsequently obtain an open work permit. A person may accompany his or her spouse in obtaining an open work permit. You might travel to Canada to obtain a temporary work permit, a work permit based on the LMIA work permit exempt from LMIA. There are many types of work permits, including PNP-based work permits, PNP-attached open work permits, bridging open work permits, and open work permits related to your pilot program. The crux of the matter is that, in the end, if you obtain a work permit, open or closed, you will gain what is referred to as Canadian experience. Therefore, you are eligible for Canadian experience if you work for a Canadian-based company on Canadian land. After completing that Canadian experience, you can start qualifying for several programs. Let's first take a look at the types of programs and instructions that are visible. Bill C-19, you are well aware that the Canadian immigration paradigm will entirely alter in 2023, and the most significant change will be to express entry. Now that NOC-based draws are being considered, the applicants' locations, educational backgrounds, IELTS scores, and other factors may also be taken into consideration. So, the decision is entirely in their hands, but if you look at the statements made thus far, it is clear that they want to influence those draws using both Canadian and non-Canadian expertise. If you discuss other programs, such as the PNP programs or the pilot programs, you will find that the majority of them, including the PNP programs and the pilot programs, are founded on employment offers. Again, they may be as brief as receiving a job offer and becoming eligible for a PNP, or they could be as long as working for a full year in a certain province before becoming eligible for a PNP. The key, though, is once more having Canadian experience. You mentioned the International Education Program in Canada. Again, you study in Canada, receive an open work permit, and then, depending on your level of Canadian experience, you could wish to apply for an expedited entry visa or go the PNP path via many provinces. Even if you look at previous programs, the TRPR pathway had very clear requirements associated with Canadian experience, likely employment offers, or other things. Then, look at all the various discussions that are always taking place about public issues. In reality, PGWP extensions were just granted after COVID, so that people may learn more about the previous dialogue that took place with the immigration minister while Bill C-19 and Motion 44 were under discussion. They stated that they want to create a program that might focus on those who have made economic contributions, whether they are undocumented or not, via necessary employment or other Canadian expertise in fields like agriculture, health, or anything else. Overall, we believe the key to the situation is that if Express Entry is not working out for you and you believe that at your age, there is no direct program, you should start looking forward to job offers and ways, means, and methods of getting a work permit in Canada. Once you arrive in Canada, you should work for at least a year. Working for more will help you get aligned to a certain PNP or a pilot program, depending on the province you're moving to if you're too old for the relevant PNP. That is all we have for today, in this episode. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know, in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire episode. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next episode. Till then, take care.